You've looked into your dog's eyes 1,000 times. You've watched them stare up at you when you speak. You've caught them studying your face during quiet moments. You've felt them watching you across the room when you didn't even know they were awake. And you've probably wondered, at least once, what they actually see. Do they see you the way you see yourself in the mirror? Do they see colors? Do they see the details of your face? Do they even recognize you across the room? Or is it your voice, your smell, your movement that tells them who you are? Most owners never get real answers to these questions. They just assume their dog sees a fuzzy, colorless version of the world, something less than what humans see, something limited. But science has proven something completely different. The way your dog sees you is nothing like what you've been told. Their vision is different from yours, not worse, just different. And the way they perceive you, in that quiet moment when their eyes meet yours, is one of the most fascinating and beautiful things researchers have ever discovered about the canine mind. What you're about to hear will surprise you. Some of it will move you. And one thing toward the end will explain why your dog looks at you the way they do, in a way that will change how you see those quiet moments forever. So stay with me until then, because this matters more than people realize. Let's start with what your dog is actually seeing. 1. They see fewer colors, but more motion. Here's the first thing you need to understand. The biggest myth in dog vision is that dogs see the world in black and white. That myth has been passed down for decades, and it's completely wrong. Dogs do see colors, they just see them differently than humans do. Human eyes have 3 types of color receptors called cones. These allow us to see the full spectrum of reds, greens, blues, and everything in between. Dogs, on the other hand, have only 2 types of cones. This means their color range is more limited, but it doesn't mean their world is grayscale. To your dog, the world is dominated by 2 color families, yellows and blues. Everything else, greens, reds, oranges, tends to appear as muted shades or as yellow variations. This means when you throw a red ball onto green grass, your dog isn't seeing what you're seeing. They're seeing a yellowish object on a yellowish background, which is why your dog often has to sniff to find the ball even when it seems obvious to you. But here is where it gets fascinating. While dogs see fewer colors, their eyes are exceptionally good at detecting motion. Studies have shown that dogs can perceive movement at a level of detail that humans simply cannot match. They see the tiniest muscle twitch, the smallest change in body posture, the subtle shift in your breathing before you even realize you're breathing differently. To your dog, you are not just a still figure standing in a room. You are a constantly moving landscape of tiny signals. Your fingers twitching, your eyebrows adjusting, your shoulders lifting slightly with tension, your chest expanding with a deep sigh. Everything about you is telling them something. They may see fewer colors than you do, but they see far more of you than you have ever realized. 2. They recognize your face, but not the way you think. Now this is where it gets really interesting. For a long time, scientists believed that dogs could not truly recognize human faces. They believed dogs identified their owners primarily by smell and voice, and that facial features were mostly irrelevant. Then, modern research changed everything. Studies using brain imaging technology have now confirmed that dogs have a specific region of the brain dedicated to recognizing faces. Not just any faces, human faces. Their brain lights up in a unique pattern when they see the face of a person, and even more strongly when they see the face of someone they know. This means your dog does recognize you visually, but the way they do it is different from how humans recognize each other. Humans focus on features, eye color, nose shape, skin tone, hairstyle. Dogs focus on patterns of movement, contrast, and familiarity. They recognize the way your mouth moves when you speak, the distance between your eyes, the way your face changes shape when you smile, the angle of your head when you're calm versus when you're stressed. To your dog, your face is not just a still image. Your face is a story. It carries the memory of every time you smiled at them, every time you spoke gently, every time you looked worried or excited or tired or in love.
This is why dogs often stare at their owners' faces for extended periods. They aren't just looking, they are reading. They are interpreting the story of who you are in that exact moment. And often, they know how you feel before you do even. This is not sentimental, it's science. Your dog looks at your face not because they are curious. They look because they are trying to understand you. And no other animal on Earth, not even our closest primate relatives, does this with as much dedication and precision as a dog does. You are their world, and they are trying to read every page of you all the time.
And hey, if any of this is making you look at your dog a little differently right now, hit that like button and subscribe. It's the best way to help us reach more dog owners who actually want to understand what their dog is trying to say. We've got more sections coming, and the last few might genuinely move you. Let's keep going. 3. They see you as taller and bigger than you are. Here's something most owners have never considered. Your dog does not see the world from your perspective. They see the world from theirs, and that changes everything about how they see you. A dog's average eye level is significantly lower than a human's. Depending on the breed, your dog is looking up at you from a range of 10 inches to about 3 feet. That means you, from their view, are enormous, not just a little tall, genuinely towering. When you stand near your dog, they see your legs first, then the general shape of your body rising above them, then at the very top, your face, often partially in shadow, and often difficult to see clearly because of the angle. This is why dogs often walk close to your legs, why they check in with your feet before your face, why some dogs seem to react more to your body language than to your facial expressions. They are literally seeing more of your body than they are of your face all day long. Now here is where it gets emotional. Despite this enormous size difference, despite the fact that you must look from their perspective like a giant walking around their world, your dog trusts you. They do not run from you. They do not hide from you. They do not treat you as a threat. Instead, they choose to walk beside you. They choose to lie at your feet. They choose to look up at your face over and over again from a position that would be terrifying if trust were not present. Every time your dog looks up at you, they are seeing something enormous, and still, they lean in. That is not just recognition. That is love expressed through proximity. That is trust visible in every angle. The next time you notice your dog looking up at you from below, remember something important. They're seeing something much bigger than themselves, and still, they choose to stay. 4. They see your emotions before you do. Here's something that will genuinely surprise you. Your dog can read the emotion on your face before you even fully feel it yourself. Researchers have studied this extensively, and the results are consistent across dozens of experiments. Dogs are one of the only animals on Earth capable of reading complex human facial expressions, and they do it with remarkable accuracy. They can distinguish between a smiling face and an angry face. They can tell the difference between a neutral expression and a stressed one. They can detect subtle changes in the muscles around the eyes and mouth that indicate hidden emotions. But it goes even deeper than that. Dogs read emotions in real time. As your face begins to shift, their eyes are tracking every small change. Before you consciously notice you are frowning, before you realize your shoulders are tense, before you recognize that a subtle sadness is beginning to form in your body, your dog already knows. This is why dogs are often used in therapy settings, why they are so effective for people with anxiety, PTSD, or emotional distress. It is not because they have magical powers. It is because they can see what humans miss. Your dog looking at your face is not passive. It is one of the most active forms of attention any creature is capable of. And every time they meet your eyes, they are quietly asking a question you may not even know they are asking. Are you okay? 5. They see the world in a wider view than you do. Now this part is something most owners have never been told. Dogs literally have a wider field of vision than humans do. Human vision spans roughly 180 degrees. Dogs, depending on the breed, can see closer to 240 degrees. That means while you are focused on the space directly in front of you, your dog is simultaneously watching almost everything happening on both sides of you as well. To your dog, the world is far more panoramic than it is to you. This is why your dog often notices things you cannot. A person walking down the street outside, a subtle movement in the yard, a shadow shifting in a room you weren't looking at. They aren't being extra alert, they are simply seeing more. When your dog is walking beside you and suddenly stops or turns their head, they are usually reacting to something they saw far outside your field of vision. Now, think about what this means for the moments they choose to focus specifically on you. Your dog has the ability to watch everything at once: the room, the window, the other people, the other pets, the doorway. And yet, when you enter the room or speak or move, their attention narrows to you. They could look anywhere. They choose to look at you. Every single time your dog focuses their eyes on your face, they are choosing you above all the other visual input available to them, above the movement outside, above the sounds in the kitchen, above the shifting shapes of the world around you. That is not a small choice. That is not casual attention. That is your dog telling you in the silent language of vision, you are the most important thing in the entire room to me.
6. They see best at dawn and dusk, not midday. Here's something fascinating that most owners have never noticed. Your dog's vision is optimized for a completely different time of day than yours. Humans see best in bright daylight. Our eyes are designed for high-contrast, sunlit environments. Dogs, however, are descendants of animals that hunted primarily at dawn and dusk, and their eyes still reflect that ancient biology. Dogs have far more rod cells in their retinas than humans do. Rods are the cells responsible for low-light vision. This means dogs can see remarkably well in dim conditions when everything around them starts to blur into shadow. Bright midday sunlight can actually be harsh and washed out for dogs, but early morning light and evening light, that is when their vision is sharpest. You'll notice this pattern if you watch carefully. Dogs often become more alert, more playful, and more interested in their surroundings during dawn and dusk, not because of some romantic mystery, but because those are the moments when they see the world most clearly. If you ever wondered why your dog seems to see something you cannot, especially in the evening hours, or why they seem more responsive during early morning walks, this is why. They aren't imagining things, they are seeing more of the world than you are. Their eyes were built for the in-between hours, the soft light, the transitional moments, the quiet times when most humans are just waking up or winding down. If you want to give your dog moments of true visual joy, take them out during those hours. Let them experience the world at their best. Let them see everything the way their ancestors did, thousands of years before they became your companion. You'll see a completely different dog in those moments, alive, engaged, fully present, because they finally get to see the world the way it was made for their eyes. 7. When their vision changes, it can be a warning. Now here's the part of this video every owner needs to hear carefully, and this might be the most important section. While your dog's vision is generally excellent, there are situations where changes in their eyes or vision can be an early warning sign that something is happening you need to pay attention to. The warning signs are these. Your dog begins bumping into furniture they used to navigate easily. They hesitate on stairs they've climbed 100 times. They stop making direct eye contact when they used to. They startle more easily at movements they didn't used to react to. Their eyes appear cloudy, filmy, or unusually reflective in certain lighting. Any of these can be signs of vision decline. Sometimes it's a natural part of aging. Cataracts, retinal degeneration, and general vision loss become more common as dogs get older. These conditions often develop slowly, and dogs adapt so well that owners don't notice until the changes become significant. Sometimes it's a medical condition. Diabetes can cause rapid cataract formation. Glaucoma can develop suddenly and painfully.
Injuries, infections, or genetic conditions can all affect vision unexpectedly. Sometimes it's neurological. Changes in a dog's vision can also indicate deeper problems within the brain, especially in older dogs. Cognitive decline often shows up first as unusual visual behaviors, like staring at walls, missing objects that used to be easy to see, or reacting slowly to visual cues. This is not said to scare you. Most dogs maintain excellent vision throughout their lives, but the dog whose behavior has shifted in noticeable ways is a dog asking you to look more carefully. Watch for patterns. Note when changes began. Note whether your dog seems confused, hesitant, or startled in situations that used to be easy. If you suspect vision changes, a veterinary examination can identify what's happening early when treatment options are most effective. Your dog cannot tell you their eyesight is changing, but their behavior can. The question is whether you know how to read it.
If this video helped you understand your dog on a deeper level, drop a comment below and tell me about your dog. What color eyes do they have? Do they stare at you often? What's the longest they've ever held eye contact with you? I read every single comment. And if you want to keep understanding your dog on this deeper level, subscribe to Dog's Tongue. New videos every week, helping you hear what your dog has been trying to tell you all along. So the next time your dog looks up at you, take a moment. Don't just glance at them. Don't just pat their head absent-mindedly. Don't just move on with your day. Look back at them. Notice what they're seeing. Notice how their eyes move as they study your face. Notice the way their pupils shift, the way their brow softens, the way their entire posture organizes itself around the simple act of paying attention to you. Because in that small moment, your dog is doing something extraordinary. They are seeing you in a way no other creature on earth can see you. They are reading your face, your energy, your emotion, your body language. They are picking up on things you don't even realize you're broadcasting. They are choosing you above every other visual input in the room. That gaze isn't casual. It isn't random. It isn't just cute. It is one of the most focused, intelligent, and loving forms of attention any living being is capable of offering another. It is your dog telling you, without a single word, I see you, I understand you, I am here with you, and I have been paying attention this whole time. So today, if you notice those quiet eyes looking up at you, meet them. Slow down, take a moment, look back with the same intention they are giving you. Let them see you noticing them noticing you. Because while you have been living your busy human life, your dog has been quietly watching, quietly reading, quietly loving you through vision alone. Every glance, every stare, every long, silent moment their eyes have rested on your face, they have been telling you something the whole time. You just didn't know what to look for. Now you do.